God will make you rich today. Your miracle has arrived. God says today. Are you ready to receive the miracle God has prepared for you today? Welcome to Pathway to God, where we dive deep into God's promises and the blessings He has in store for your life. Today, I want to share an incredible message. God is ready to make you rich and bring prosperity into your life. As the Lord says in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This isn't just a promise, it's your reality if you choose to walk in faith. Stick with me, because today could be the day your life changes forever. Let's open the door to abundance together. 1. God's financial restoration. God's financial restoration is not a far-off dream, but a reality that God has prepared for those who trust in Him. He has a plan for your prosperity, one that surpasses even your greatest expectations. When you align your heart with God's will and trust in His timing, you will witness miraculous breakthroughs. The Word says, "For I know the plans I have for you," declares the Lord, "plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." God is not just concerned with your spiritual well-being, but also with your financial freedom. He is the one who opens doors that no man can shut, and right now, He is preparing to open doors of opportunity in your life. Doors to better jobs, new streams of income, and unexpected promotions. Picture your life like a field ready to be harvested. God is sending people to bless you, placing you in the right place at the right time, and making a way where there seems to be no way. It's essential to remember that God's timing is perfect. He knows when and how to bring financial restoration into your life. Sometimes it may seem slow or delayed, but in His timing, all things work together for your good. Right now, God is paying off your debts, multiplying your resources, and extending your finances far beyond what you ever thought possible. Just as Jesus multiplied the loaves and fishes to feed thousands, God is multiplying what you have today. What seems small in your hands becomes abundant in God's hands. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. This promise is a reminder that when you sow in faith, you will reap generously. In your moments of doubt, remember the story of Job. He lost everything, but God restored him double what he had before. Job's story isn't just about restoration, it's about God's faithfulness. God's plan for your financial restoration is much the same. It may seem like you're in a dry season, but this is only the preparation for the abundant rain that's about to pour into your life. It was good for me to be afflicted, so that I might learn your decrees. Sometimes, these difficult financial seasons teach us the importance of relying on God rather than our own strength. Let this be your time to grow in faith, knowing that God is at work even when you cannot see it. God is not limited by your current circumstances. He is the creator of the universe, and His resources are infinite. The earth is the Lord's, and everything in it. When you trust God with your finances, you are placing your life in the hands of the one who controls all things. The same God who parted the Red Sea for Moses and provided manna from heaven for the Israelites is working in your life right now. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever, and His desire is to bless you beyond measure. Trust God today with your finances and watch Him perform miracles. As you step out in faith, God will begin to show you the open doors He has placed before you. He will guide you into new opportunities that you may have overlooked. Keep your eyes and heart open, because your financial breakthrough is coming. Let this be a season where you speak life over your finances, declaring God's promises over every area of your life. God will not only meet your needs, but exceed them in ways you never thought possible. Believe today that your miracle has arrived and God is about to bring financial restoration to your life in a powerful, undeniable way. As Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him and He will make your paths straight." Trust that He has already begun a good work in you, and He will bring it to completion. If you find this helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's keep going together. 2. God's miracles in your life. God's miracles are moving powerfully in your life today. You may not realize it yet, but every challenge you've faced, every obstacle in your path, has been part of a divine plan to transform your story. Right now, God is shaking the very foundation of your existence, turning your despair into hope, your scarcity into abundance, and your sadness into joy. What seemed impossible yesterday is becoming a reality today. God is rewriting your story, crafting a narrative where blessings flow abundantly into your life. Remember when the people of Israel were led through the wilderness for 40 years? They struggled, faced hardships, but God never left them without provision. Just as He provided manna from heaven in their time of need, He will provide for you. He sees your struggles, your worries about finances, your fears about tomorrow. But God's message for you today is clear. I will make you rich in spirit, rich in love, and yes, rich in provision. He is not a God of lack, but a God of abundance, and He is setting the stage for a miraculous transformation in your life. The Bible tells us in Psalm 119, verses 71 to 72, "It was good for me to be afflicted so that I might learn your decrees. The law from your mouth is more precious to me than thousands of pieces of silver and gold." This verse reminds us that through our trials, we are shaped and molded, preparing us to receive the greater blessings that God has in store for us. Ask yourself, can you feel that shift in the atmosphere? Can you sense the new doors that God is opening for you? It's not by accident that you are hearing this message today. God is speaking directly to you, telling you that your miracle has arrived. The key to receiving God's blessings is faith, unwavering faith that He is working behind the scenes even when you can't see it. Have you prayed for financial breakthrough, for relief from burdens that seem too heavy to carry? Know that God has heard your prayers. Just as He fed the 5,000 with only 5 loaves and 2 fish, He can take what little you have and multiply it beyond your wildest dreams. But here's the important part. You must believe. You must trust in God's timing, knowing that His plan is far greater than anything you could imagine. Why do you doubt when He has promised to provide for all your needs according to His riches and glory? His word is alive and active, moving in your life even now, preparing a way for you to step into the abundance He has promised. Don't hold on to fear, for fear is not from God. Instead, embrace His promise that you will lack nothing, that your cup will overflow. You might be asking, how can I experience this abundance? How do I tap into the riches that God has promised? The answer is simple: surrender. Surrender your worries, your doubts, and your fears to God. Lay them at His feet and trust that He is working everything out for your good. The Bible says in Matthew 7, verse 7, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you." God is waiting for you to ask Him for help. He is waiting for you to trust Him completely. When you do, you will see doors open that you never thought possible. He will send people into your life to help you. Unexpected blessings will appear, and your financial struggles will become a thing of the past. But more than that, God will bless you with peace, with joy, and with a sense of purpose that money can never buy. So, what is holding you back? Why are you still worrying when God has already promised to take care of you? Today is the day to step into your miracle. God is ready to pour out His blessings upon you, but He needs you to take that step of faith. Will you trust Him? Will you believe that His promises are true for you? Remember, God is not a man that He should lie. What He has spoken over your life will come to pass. All He asks of you is faith and trust. So take a moment right now and thank God for the miracles that are unfolding in your life, even if you can't see them yet. Speak life over your circumstances. Declare that you are walking in God's favor. And watch as your situation begins to change. God's miracles are here, and they are for you. The lesson is simple. Trust in God's provision. Trust in His timing. And know that your miracle has already arrived. If you find this helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's keep going together. 3. A day of transformation. Today is not just another day, it's a day of transformation. This very moment holds the power of change, the turning point that will shift your life in unimaginable ways. The obstacles you've been facing, the barriers that have held you back, they're being torn down, not by your strength alone, but by the hand of God working in your favor. Sometimes we may feel trapped by the weight of our struggles, believing that we are stuck in the same routine, in a cycle of endless difficulties. But today, God is reminding you that He is with you, working behind the scenes to create new opportunities, paving the way for your growth, happiness, and prosperity. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. This promise holds true, and today it's manifesting in your life like never before. God's timing is perfect. You might have prayed for this breakthrough for days, months, or even years, but today your miracle has arrived. Trust in this divine timing. Even in the moments when you thought things were falling apart, God was setting things up for something greater. Those struggles you endured were not wasted. They were shaping you into the person capable of receiving the abundance He's about to pour into your life. So, don't be discouraged by what appears to be delays or detours. Every setback has been a setup for the blessing that is now on its way to you. Picture a tree that has grown in the wilderness, enduring storms, drought, and the harshest of conditions. Yet, it stands tall, its roots deep, because it has been strengthened by adversity. You are that tree, and today, the sunlight of God's grace is shining upon you, nurturing your spirit, and bringing forth fruit in abundance. Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in Him. He will be like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream. You've been growing in strength through every trial, and now it's time for your harvest. God is opening doors that no man can shut. New opportunities are being created just for you, opportunities that will bring joy, fulfillment, and financial abundance into your life. Don't allow fear or doubt to hold you back from stepping into these blessings. If God is for us, who can be against us? Take bold steps of faith, trusting that God's hand is upon you, guiding you into the future He has prepared. Today, choose to believe that this is your moment, that God has aligned everything for your benefit. Let go of the fear that whispers you are unworthy or that you will fail. These are lies designed to distract you from the truth that God has chosen this moment to lift you up. In the fast-paced world we live in today, it's easy to get caught up in the rush and forget that God is the ultimate provider. When we focus only on the physical things around us, we miss the spiritual abundance that God offers freely. But today, He is calling you to shift your focus. Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. When you align your life with His purpose, everything you need, whether it be financial blessings, peace, or joy, will come to you effortlessly. Trust that God knows exactly what you need, and He is more than capable of providing beyond your expectations. As you move forward into this day, remember that God's promise of prosperity is not just about money. True prosperity encompasses every area of your life, your relationships, your health, your peace of mind, and yes, your finances too. God desires for you to live a full, abundant life. The Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of His bounty, to send rain on your land in season and to bless all the work of your hands. This is your season of blessing, your season of breakthrough. Embrace it with an open heart and watch how God's favor transforms every aspect of your life. As you end this day, meditate on the blessings you've already received and look forward to the greater things yet to come. Hold on to God's promises and remember, He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. What He has promised, He will fulfill. So, walk in faith, knowing that today, your miracle has arrived. God is making you rich not just in material wealth but in spirit, love, and peace. Your transformation begins now. Embrace it and move forward with confidence, for God is with you every step of the way. Type, "I love you, God," if you feel His love enveloping you right now. 4. Faith and transformation. God is transforming your faith and sense of purpose in ways that you may not even fully understand yet, but trust that His hand is at work in your life right now. As you walk this path, remember that He's calling you to step into something greater, to make a bigger impact not just in your life but also in your community. There's a purpose behind every challenge you've faced, and God is using these moments to mold you, to strengthen your spirit, and to guide you toward your true calling. Just as gold is refined by fire, your faith is being refined through trials, shaping you into someone who is ready to receive the abundance and blessings that are coming your way. Psalm says, "It was good for me to be afflicted so that I might learn your decrees." Even in your moments of struggle, God is preparing you for something greater, teaching you resilience, patience, and unwavering trust in His plan. Your miracle is arriving, and when it does, you will see how every setback was in fact a setup for something divine. In modern life, we often find ourselves overwhelmed by the hustle and bustle, losing sight of the bigger picture. But remember that God works in ways that transcend time and space. He is aligning everything in your favor, orchestrating events that will lead to your breakthrough. This is not just about material wealth, though that too may come. It's about spiritual richness, a deepening of your soul, and a solid connection to God's will. Proverbs reminds us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." Trust that every step you take, even the ones that seem uncertain, are part of God's perfect plan for your life. This transformation is not meant for you to keep to yourself. God is calling you to make a difference in the lives of those around you. Whether it's in your family, your workplace, or your community, your faith is meant to inspire others, to be a light in dark places. As Matthew tells us, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." You are being positioned to lead by example, to show others the power of God's grace and the transformative nature of faith. In a world that often feels disconnected and chaotic, your unwavering belief in God's promises will be a beacon of hope to those who are lost. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to become distracted by temporary successes or failures, but God is reminding you to stay focused on what truly matters: your relationship with Him and the impact you are called to make. Every morning as you rise, remember that you are part of a greater story, one that is unfolding in perfect timing. God's timing is never late, it's always precise, always on time. As Romans 8:28 assures us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." You are called to this purpose, to live a life that reflects God's glory and to embrace the transformation that He is leading you through. As you move forward, remain steadfast in your faith. For the journey ahead may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. God's promises are true, and His word never returns void. Keep praying, keep believing, and keep your heart open to the miracles that are coming your way. This is your time of transformation, a time to rise up in faith and take hold of the blessings that God has prepared for you. Let your actions speak of your trust in God, and let your life be a testament to His goodness. 5. Scarcity versus abundance. Beloved, today is the day your life begins to change, because God has a powerful message for you. Your miracle has arrived. Too often we get caught up in the fear of scarcity, worrying that we won't have enough, that our needs will go unmet. But God calls you to live not in fear but in the certainty of His abundant blessings. In Philippians chapter 4 verse 19, we are reminded, "And my God will supply every need of yours according to His riches in glory in Christ Jesus." God has an endless supply of resources, love, and grace, and He has promised to provide for every one of your needs. So, why do you doubt? Why do you worry when the Creator of heaven and earth has already promised you abundance? You see, abundance is more than just wealth or material possessions. It's a mindset, a deep trust in God's provision. Psalm 119, verses 71 through 72 says, "It was good for me to be afflicted so that I might learn your decrees. The law from your mouth is more precious to me than thousands of pieces of silver and gold." Think about that. God is telling you that even in times of hardship, there is a lesson, a gift hidden within your struggle. He is shaping you, refining you for something far greater than what you can see right now. But it starts with gratitude for what you already have. When you focus on lack, you attract more lack. But when you shift your mindset to gratitude, you open yourself up to receiving God's blessings in ways you never imagined. What blessings are you missing because you are too focused on what you don't have? Let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly thanked God for the things you already have? For the roof over your head, for the food on your table, for the love of your family and friends? So often, we focus on what we lack, forgetting that we are already living in the midst of God's abundance. When you live in gratitude, you align yourself with God's will, and He begins to pour even more blessings into your life. Luke chapter 6, verse 38 says, "Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." This is God's promise to you. As you give thanks, as you give to others, God will give back to you abundantly. Take a moment and think about your life right now. Are you living with a scarcity mindset, constantly worrying and stressing over what you don't have? Or are you living with a heart full of gratitude, trusting that God will meet all your needs? It's time to change your mindset, to embrace the abundance that God has already promised you. And this abundance isn't just about material wealth, it's about peace, joy, love, and fulfillment in every aspect of your life. Can you imagine how much lighter and more joyful your life would be if you fully trusted in God's provision? Remember, Jesus said in John chapter 10, verse 10, "I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." God wants you to live an abundant, full life. That's His will for you. And it begins with faith that God is in control, that He knows what you need before you even ask. Are you ready to step into that abundant life today? Are you ready to trust God fully and let go of your fears? Because once you do, you will see that the blessings He has in store for you are greater than anything you could ever imagine. If you find this helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments section below. Let's keep going together. 6. God is always with you. Beloved, take a moment to breathe and reflect. Life may have thrown many challenges your way, but do you know what? God is always with you, even in your darkest hour. He has never left your side, and He never will. These difficult moments are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you up, to shape your character, and to strengthen your faith in ways you may not yet fully understand. In Psalm 119, verses 71 to 72, it says, "It was good for me to be afflicted, so that I might learn your decrees." Sometimes, the very pain you endure is a blessing in disguise, teaching you invaluable lessons and drawing you closer to God's divine plan. Have you ever thought about that? What if every trial you face is a part of the process to make you stronger, to prepare you for the miracle that's about to unfold in your life? God doesn't abandon His children when the road gets tough. No, instead, He walks with you through the storm, shielding you, guiding your steps even when you can't see the path clearly. When the financial burdens feel heavy, when your heart is weary, and when you wonder where the next blessing will come from, remember that God works in ways that we cannot always see. In Matthew chapter 6, verse 33, we are reminded to seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Are you trusting God with your heart, with your finances, with your dreams? Because if you are, know that God is already aligning everything in your favor. Miracles often come when we least expect them, in the moments when we feel like giving up. But that's exactly when God moves. He's preparing something greater for you than you could ever imagine. Look at how He transformed the lives of so many in the Bible: David, Job, even Joseph, who was thrown into a pit by his own brothers only to rise to a place of power and abundance. What if the struggles you're facing now are your pit moments, and God is preparing to elevate you to a position of greater blessing and purpose? Are you ready to receive what God has for you, to embrace the abundance He promises? God is not just interested in giving you material wealth. He wants to enrich every part of your life. He desires to fill your heart with peace, your mind with wisdom, and your soul with joy. But here's the thing: you must open your heart to Him fully. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5-6 tell us to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. This is a promise, but like all promises, it requires trust. Are you trusting God completely, or are you holding on to your worries, trying to figure everything out on your own? When you surrender your fears and anxieties to God, you make room for His miracles to take place. And yes, He will provide for you. He will bless you financially, emotionally, and spiritually. The blessing may not always look the way you expect, but trust that it is on its way. Take a moment to ask yourself, are you ready for the blessing God has prepared for you today? Do you believe that your miracle has already arrived, even if you can't see it yet? God's timing is perfect, and your faith is the key that unlocks the door to His abundance. Remember, every struggle is an opportunity for growth, and every challenge is a step closer to the breakthrough God has for you. So, lift your head high, for your miracle has arrived. Today is the day to trust God more deeply, to believe more fully, and to open your heart to the incredible blessings that are on the way. God's message for you is clear. He is with you, guiding you, and your miracle is not just on the horizon, it's already here. Do you believe this? If you do, declare it boldly in the comments. I am chosen by God, and I believe. 7. The new devotional tool. Let me share a powerful truth with you today, directly from the heart of God's wisdom. You see, God's plan for your life is far greater than anything you could ever imagine, especially when it comes to financial abundance and prosperity. Today, I want you to understand that your miracle has arrived, and God's message is clear. He is ready to bless you beyond measure. But there's something more profound here. God doesn't just want to fill your bank account. He wants to restore your spirit, fill your heart with peace, and give you the wisdom to manage the blessings He's about to pour out. In the Bible, Psalm 119, verse 71 says, "It was good for me to be afflicted so that I might learn your decrees." This verse reminds us that sometimes the trials we face are God's way of refining us, teaching us lessons we would otherwise overlook. Your financial struggles, your hardships, are not meant to destroy you. Instead, they are shaping you into the person God needs you to be, ready to receive His divine favor. Take a moment and ask yourself, what if the obstacles in your path are the very things God is using to lead you to your breakthrough? Every moment of doubt, every financial challenge is just a setup for the abundance He has planned for you. The truth is, God's timing is perfect. Often, We want everything to happen according to our plans, but God operates on a higher plane. He sees the bigger picture, and when you trust in His timing, you align yourself with His divine plan for prosperity. Just as the new book God Tells You This Today shows, there are tools and guides available to help you not only restore your finances, but also grow spiritually. This is your moment to embrace the teachings, reflect on your journey, and allow God's words to fill your soul with hope and clarity. Let His promises of wealth and financial freedom take root in your heart, for He is faithful to deliver. God's message to you today is simple. Be patient, be faithful, and remain steadfast in prayer. As it says in Matthew 7 verse 7, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you." This is the moment where you need to ask yourself, am I truly seeking God's will for my finances? Am I knocking on the right doors, guided by faith and trust in His provision? You might feel like you've been knocking for a long time, but know that God has not forgotten you. He hears your prayers, and He is preparing to open doors that no man can shut. There's a beautiful story in the Bible about how God provided for the widow in 2 Kings chapter 4. She was on the brink of losing everything, but the prophet Elisha told her to gather empty jars and fill them with oil. That oil kept flowing miraculously until every jar was full, and she was able to sell the oil, pay off her debts, and live comfortably. This is the same God who will fill your life with abundance today. He just asks you to trust, obey, and gather your empty jars of faith. What are the empty jars in your life that God is asking you to present to Him? Where can you show more faith and expect Him to fill your life with prosperity? As you go forward, remember that your journey toward financial restoration is not only about wealth, but also about aligning your heart with God's will. He wants you to be a good steward of His blessings, to share your abundance, and to live a life that glorifies Him in every way. Your miracle is already on its way, but it requires your faith, your patience, and your willingness to follow His guidance. So today, I challenge you. Will you trust God completely with your finances? Will you allow Him to lead you toward the prosperity that He has promised? Know that He is with you every step of the way, and as long as you keep your eyes on Him, your life will overflow with blessings. Please comment, "I am so grateful to God," if you are grateful to God like me. As we come to the end of today's message, remember that God's miracles are here for those who receive Him with an open and repentant heart. Your blessing is closer than you think, and God is ready to pour His abundance into your life. Embrace His love and let Him guide you to the prosperity you've been praying for. If this message has uplifted you, share it with someone who needs a miracle today. How has God worked in your life recently? Comment below and let us know how His grace has transformed your journey. Together, we can encourage and inspire others to walk the pathway to God. Stay blessed, for your miracle is already on its way.